Hello, this is D, and I'm back with another video. And today I have some exciting news for Xbox fans, specifically Xbox Series S owners. Now, Baldur's Gate 3 developer found a 34% VRAM optimization while developing their game for the Xbox Series S. Now, this is not just going to affect the Series S, it affects the Series X and other platforms. Now, the reason why I say that is because developers, they're using a lot of their time and their resources to get the game running on the Series S. Now, Microsoft has a mandate that a game has to run on the Series S and Series X in order for you to release it on their console. Now, lately, they've had a little bit of wiggle room on it, but for the most part, they want games to run on both of their consoles. Now, this 34% VRAM optimization will definitely help speed up the development of games on the Series S. So I'm really hoping that all the developers are taking note and their technique gets passed down to different studios. Now, I'm going to go over to PCGamer.com, and like usual, I'll leave a link in the description down below so you guys can check it out for yourself. Now, the article goes on to say little things can matter a lot when it comes to streaming a game's memory usage, or streamlining a game's memory usage. Every gigabyte counts, and one of the developers at Larian, makers of Baldur's Gate 3, has shown the team's recent hard work has resulted in a 34% reduction in VRAM usage in the forthcoming Xbox Series S version. Now, the good news was shared by Swain Vinkel on Twitter via a short post and two graphs showing how the RAM and VRAM loads of the Series S port of Baldur's Gate 3 has been significantly reduced in recent weeks. It's worth noting that all the platforms that Larian has developed its masterpiece for, the Xbox Series S is probably the most restrictive. This is because it only has 8 gigabytes of high bandwidth memory to store the game while running and using a VRAM, and the remaining 2 gigabyte gets used up by system functions. Now, this game is delayed on the Xbox Series X and the Series S. Now, I believe that Microsoft did have a change of heart, and I believe that the game might be on the Series X. If it's not on the Series X right now, let me know in the comment section down below. However, it's not ready for the Series S, and like I stated earlier, Microsoft wants the game to be running on the Series S and Series X before you can put it on their platform. Now, the developers have been working really hard to get this game running, and they've complained from the beginning that the VRAM utilization just wasn't good and they weren't able to get it running well on the Series S. Now that they've found a 34% VRAM utilization in this game, it bodes well for this game as well other games running on the Series S. Now, I'm not a big fan of the Series S, to be honest with you guys. I don't like that it's a lot weaker than the Series X. However, I understand that Microsoft wants to get as many people as possible into their ecosystem, and the Series S is the cheapest way to do that. Now, that system is extremely affordable, and for the most part, it performs well. But when the VRAM is coming into question on some of the development of the games, we start to lose features on the Series S, like ray tracing. There's a lot of games that have ray tracing on the Series X that aren't on the Series S, and this is due to the VRAM being so small on that system. Now, with this 34% increase or optimization in VRAM usage, this will benefit a lot of games. Now, the article goes on to say that the graph starts at the beginning of September, with the game using just over 5.2 gigabytes for general game RAM and around 3.5 gigabytes for VRAM. By November, though, Larian had shaved this down to 4.7 gigabytes and 2.3 gigabytes respectively. The RAM reduction is pretty decent, 10% drop, but the reduction in VRAM usage is a massive 34%. Clearly, we have no idea what Larian has specifically done to achieve this, but it's unlikely to just be because of the rendering at a lower resolution or using similar textures. The evidence of this is the memory testing shows only a small improvement through September and October. If merely lowering the settings was the only thing required, then the developers would have done this much sooner, which is the case. So, like I said, this has to be passed on to other developers. I'm sure that Microsoft is aware of what they did to get this 34% reduction in VRAM usage on the system, and this is a very big deal. Now, Baldur's Gate 3 is a very popular game. Now, it's not one of the games that I like to play, but a lot of gamers are enjoying this game, and it's in the talk of Game of the Year. So this is not a regular game. This is a very popular game, and not having this on the Series S, it does affect the platform. However, this may be a blessing in disguise because the developers have exposed, or I should say, have found a 34% improvement in VRAM utilization, and I can't say it anymore what a big deal this is. Other platforms like the Series X, if all the developers are using all of their resources to develop this game for the Series S, the Series X suffers with its optimization. Maybe some of those features could get a little bit further out. Maybe they could get a more stable or a higher frame rate on that game. However, when they're forced to get this game running on the Series S, it takes time away from that system. It also takes time from development of their other platforms like PC as well as the PlayStation. So this is a good thing for gamers overall. I think the advantage for Xbox Series S owners is that they will now get more features in some of their games that weren't possible before if more developers use this 34% reduction in VRAM utilization. They also will get higher frame rates. If you need less VRAM in your game, they can use some of those resources on some of the textures, maybe on some other features such as the frame rate, getting it more stable. So overall, I think this is a great thing for Xbox. I think it's a good thing for Xbox Series S owners as well as Series X owners that the Series S can be optimized more, and this 34% reduction in VRAM utilization is massive and, in my opinion, a very big deal. Anyways, I want to know what you guys think about all this. Are you excited that these developers found that they can utilize VRAM a lot less if they work harder? Do you think this will be passed on to other developers? Do you think some games will get some features patched in, or do you think this is just a one-off? Also, do you think this benefits the Series X, as games will now be a lot easier to develop if they use this technique to extract 34% less VRAM usage in their games? Anyways, let me know what you guys think about this in the comment section down below. And like I usually say, please like, share, and subscribe to the channel. And I'll see you guys on the next one.